Just right on time. Thank you. Dear ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I'd like to warmly thank the organizers for this invitation to address this ninth economic forum of INE. It's always a pleasure for me to address myself to representatives of healthy entrepreneurship. So it's been almost a year since our last meeting. And in the National Gallery event, together with the Prime Minister, Kyriakos Mitsotakis, we presented the scheme for a new productive paradigm in our economy, which is a plan that we've been implementing systematically and with our actions and with measurable outcomes. We had then said that this new productive paradigm should be based on the strengthening of the role of the Greek industry and of its footprint, because there can be no sustainable development and growth without powerful production, processing, manufacturing. Without these, the strengthening of competitiveness, the investment in innovation and extroversion would be empty terms, because these are not just financial and economic terms, but also terms for the welfare and prosperity of our fellow citizens in a difficult period, not only for Greece but for the entire world, because we've seen changes on the planet. We have international competition that is becoming more intense. We have new developments, fast changes. So this does not allow us to rest. Despite the unquestionable successes of our economy. So today, I'm going to be presenting how the state of things is. We do want to contribute to the implementation of this view, providing incentives for productive investments, adding value and creating jobs. So we chose the first three regimes with 150 millions. First, processing and manufacturing. For each euro, we have 2.5 euro produced and generated. This is the highest in productivity sector. Secondly, we chose to deal with the cross-border, the border areas if we are to keep the productivity alive and our ability to deal with the demographic issue. And thirdly, large investments bringing forward jobs, know-how and infrastructure. Regarding the first two regimes, we had applications whose deadline ended up a few days ago. There was a huge response. We had 361 investment projects with a budget of 1.5 billion euros. So this, I consider, is proof of trust, to trusting the process, trusting the priorities. So we will immediately proceed to the evaluation and assessment of such investment plans, committing ourselves to the fact that according to the law, within 90 days, we will have completed the process with transparency. Regarding large investments, the deadline will be by December 31st, and then we'll have the regimes on agri-food, extrovertness, social entrepreneurship, and we now have a new program of another 150 million euros that pertains to investments in defense industry with over depreciations. This might be found interesting by the market, since we need to invest in our own defense industry that has the capacity to revive itself. So we complete and we accelerate a program for reforms to render our industry much more competitive. We simplify the modernization process for processing facilities. We render more flexible the framework for the creation of entrepreneurial business and industrial parks. We upgrade the open business platform. We introduce the digital sheet of entrepreneurial activities, and the Secretariat General for Industry is now the national contact point for European industrial regulations. Competitive industry, modern industry, moving on to extensive upgrades in industrial parks of our country to make sure that we have better access to services. Thirdly, we have already approved in the past 3 months of strategic investments of 2.5 billion euros in all sectors. We target the crucial infrastructure and iconic investments in this industry of defense, as well as in shipbuilding and ship repair zone, as well as in the pharma industry. These are dynamic sectors of our economy. One of them is in full-blown development process. So the pharma industry needs to be put at the center of the identity of growth in our economy. So such investments will strengthen our exports and European autonomy. Such a case would be with the large investment by Metlen in Boeotia region for gallium production. At the same time, we try to constrain the high energy prices, which is a huge issue for Greek industry. All remarks are taken into account. I don't think that there can be no industry growing with this high energy cost, and we shouldn't allow industries and businesses to shut down because of this high cost. I am in favor of the adoption of the Italian model as proposed by SEV. The investments in green energy will help us improve things. So this framework is to be complemented by enhancing extraversion, research, innovation. We invest in new technologies that can be used as a leverage to enhance productivity in Greek economy. And in fund space, we have 370 million euros project for the upgrade of infrastructure of research and technology institutes in our country in order to link applied research and innovation to production and manufacturing. And within this framework, we are committed to complete the Thesintech Technological Park in Thessaloniki that we consider extremely significant. At the same time, as of 2025, we provide enhanced tax incentives for expenditure for science and research. We have discounts up to 250% for businesses, academia, universities. For SMEs, such R&D expenses might even reach 315%. This making it a very strong incentive to link research to production and manufacturing. And I think that we also need to invest more on the new big tool of our era, of the present and the future. We need to invest on AI that's going to change financial activity and life. So we will have a special regime within the law and development for the enhancement of AI investments amounting to 155 million euros. This will bring AI closer to SME as entrepreneurship, because we do want to further support SMEs entrepreneurship, bringing it into contact with AI. As you know, we've signed a memorandum with OpenAI, and we are amongst the first countries cooperating this large company within our national initiative on artificial intelligence in education, innovation and entrepreneurship. So we have the Greek AI Startup Accelerator, which is the first global partnership with OpenAI. And as we speak, we receive many applications in order to have cooperation with startup businesses, providing access to technology, networks, know-how, and even funding. Obviously, one could further elaborate on that, but I try to summarize the basic aspects of a systematic effort and of a plan that we are following if we are to contribute to this necessary productive reform in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that security in our country is directly linked to productivity and production. A safe Greece can be a Greece that will have a more productive and more competitive economy. Besides, this is the main prerequisites for one to have the armed forces alert. We need to take a leap in the competitiveness and productivity of our economy with Greece that produces, that innovates, and that proceeds to exports. This is a challenge that is in the interest of all of us, of the government, of all political forces, and of all you citizens and productive sectors of the country. This is why we will continue our efforts to implement this national plan to achieve this national objective. Thank you.